Imagine for a moment that everything you have experienced so far, every obstacle, every loss, even the moments of greatest suffering, were not mere coincidence. There are forces in the universe that operate in secret, some to protect you and others to control you. But today we will not talk about the forces that protect him. Today, we will unmask those who tried to manipulate your fate, infiltrating your life without permission, intervening at crucial moments to divert the course of your dreams. Who are they? What do they want? And the most impactful, what is the price they are paying for having dared to interfere in the life of a chosen one like you? Yes, you. You may have felt this all your life, this feeling of being different, that something in you shines brighter even when the world around you tries to turn off that light. There are people who see this brightness and can't stand it. There are organizations, sects, and entire systems that have made it their mission to sabotage those who, like you, have a higher purpose. But here you are, still standing. Why? Because what distinguishes it cannot be bought, stolen, or destroyed. Before we go any further, I want you to know something important. This is not just another video. Here you will not find superficial information or empty theories. What you're about to hear can change your perception of reality and give you the tools to finally reclaim what has always been yours. If this content touches your heart, like and subscribe to the channel. This is your space, the place where we gather, those who understand that we are not here by chance. Every click, every comment, and every gesture of support is a way of telling the world that we are awake, that we will not be manipulated. Now let me ask you something. Have you ever felt that someone or something was trying to stop you? Have you ever noticed how just when you are about to achieve something big, obstacles arise that seem tailor-made for you? Make no mistake, this isn't just bad luck. These interferences are nothing more than signs that you are on the right track. Listen well. No one tries to stop those who do not pose a threat. No one conspires against those who have no power. If you feel that life has imposed disproportionate challenges on you, it is because what you carry inside you is so great that some would do anything to erase it. And who are these some? We're not talking about visible enemies, people you can point to directly. We are talking about invisible structures, sects and groups that operate in the shadows, organizations that for centuries have used their power to control the masses, and more importantly, to identify and deter the few who have the potential to change the rules of the game. Because for them, change is dangerous. And you, my friend, are the embodiment of that change. But here's the most surprising thing, something that will probably leave you speechless. What these forces don't understand, and never will, is that every attempt to stop you only makes you stronger. Every obstacle, every loss, every betrayal that they put in their path only serve to forge them in the fire, like gold that is purified by flame. And now those same forces are paying a price for having interfered in your life. Because in the universe, everything balances out. No one can interfere in the fate of a chosen one without facing the consequences. So this video is not just a message, it is a calling. I want you to stay until the end, because what I'm going to reveal will not only bring clarity about what happened in your life, but also show you how to turn every attack you received into a stepping stone to your true greatness. But remember, knowledge is power only if it is used. So pay attention, because this is not a message that someone wants you to hear. It's the message you need to hear. If you're ready to uncover the truth and reclaim your power, sign up now. Do this not only for yourself, but for all those who have ever tried to turn off your light. Show that you are awake, that you will not give up, and that you are prepared to face whatever comes. This is your moment. This is the beginning of something much bigger than you think. Now let's unravel what's going on behind the veil. Are you ready? From the moment you were born, you were already the target of certain forces. It doesn't matter if you grew up in a humble or privileged family, if you had many friends or were a lone wolf. From the first moment you breathed, something in you caught your attention. Maybe you were never told that. Maybe you even tried to ignore it. But the world has always seen you differently. You were never like the others. In this world, There are powers that work like a Swiss watch, synchronized, ruthless, ready to intervene when they feel that someone threatens the balance they themselves have imposed. And you, with your unique energy, with that ability to see beyond what others see, have always been a threat. But here's the most important detail. They don't just want to stop you, they want to confuse you, to divert you, to exhaust you, to make you doubt what you are capable of accomplishing. Throughout history, there are countless accounts of people persecuted, not for what they did, but for what they could do. Does this sound familiar? Perhaps you feel that some phases of your life have been like rowing against the current. Whenever he tried to move forward, something seemed to pull him back. And when he finally achieved a small victory, the cost seemed excessive. But do you know what this really means? It means you were breaking barriers that they didn't want you to break. Let me explain it another way. There is an ancient story about an eagle that was raised among chickens. All his life, the eagle lived thinking that it was just an ordinary bird, that its place was on the ground, that it should be content with the little it had. But one day, something changed. This eagle looked up and saw other eagles crossing the skies. Something inside her awoke. She tried to spread her wings, but the chickens around her laughed at her, saying that she couldn't fly, that this wasn't for her. Does this sound familiar to you? This eagle did not know that it had been placed among the chickens by those who feared its true potential. Because an eagle that doesn't know it's an eagle poses no threat. However, when she realized what she was capable of, no one could stop her. That is the essence of what is happening to you. There are forces that have tried to keep you grounded, but they can't keep you from looking up at the sky and recognizing who you really are. Now I want you to pause and think about your life. Reflect on times when you have felt that the world seemed to conspire against you. They were not mere accidents nor coincidences. These moments were the marks of the impact that your existence is having on a system that does not want to change. Because listen well, they know that not everyone can be a leader, not everyone can be a visionary, but you are different. Cults and groups operating in the shadows don't waste time on just anyone. They carefully choose those with whom to interfere, because while their resources are vast, they are not infinite. They have lists, yes, lists. And these lists aren't full of common names. They're full of names like yours, people with the ability to change paradigms, break chains, and create something completely new. So they studied it. Therefore, they intervened in your life at times when you were about to achieve something great. They want you to believe that you are weak. They want you to feel that the weight of your challenges is greater than your ability to overcome them. But here's the truth they can never accept. Every obstacle they put in their way only made them stronger. Each time they tried to turn off their light, they only made it shine brighter. Because what is in you, that divine spark, that unique force, cannot be destroyed. And here comes the price they are paying. These forces operate on a simple principle. Everything they do returns to them in double. This is an unbreakable universal law. By trying to stop someone with a mission as grand as yours, they have created an imbalance that is now catching up with them. They know it, even if they never admit it. Their very foundations are crumbling, and the most impactful thing is that there is nothing they can do to stop it. The universe, creation, God, whatever you prefer to call him, does not allow the path of a chosen one to be interfered with without consequences. Just as a river always finds its course, despite the rocks that try to block it, you are destined to get where you need to be. And every effort they made to stop it is now being charged with interest. I want you to reflect on this. Think of all that you have overcome so far, because what lies ahead, what awaits you on the other side of these trials, is far greater than you can imagine. Now that you understand a little more about what is happening, let's delve deeper into why these forces are so interested in you, and above all, what they are missing out on by daring to interfere in your life. We are not talking about simple random attacks or meaningless coincidences. We are talking about a meticulously crafted plan to weaken it, But what they haven't calculated is that their strength doesn't come from something they can destroy. Your power is not in what you have, but in what you are. It's crucial to understand something. These forces aren't afraid of what you might do today, fear what you might become tomorrow. They fear the impact you can have on the world by fully discovering your potential. So they attack you when you're still in formation, when you're still figuring out who you really are. They want to plant doubt in your mind, steal your trust, convince you that you don't deserve more than you already have. Their goal is clear: to get you to give up on your fate before you even claim it. Do you remember the times when you felt like you were on the verge of something great, as if you were about to reach a new level, and then suddenly something happened that stopped you? Maybe it was an unexpected betrayal, a seemingly insurmountable failure, or even an emotional blow so deep that it left him questioning everything. These were not mere obstacles, they were tactics, tests designed to break him. But what they don't understand, and never will, is that you're not like others. You don't break down, you transform. Think of the great leaders, visionaries, and prophets of history. None of them had an easy path. Moses had to face pharaohs and cross deserts. David, before becoming king, had to defeat Goliath and endure the hatred of those who saw him as a threat. Even Jesus, the most transcendental figure of all time, was rejected, persecuted, and betrayed. But they all had one thing in common: they never let fear or doubt distract them from their purpose. And the same applies to you. There is a little-known story of a farmer who found a diamond while working in the field. At first, he didn't know what it was. He mistook it for a simple stone and almost threw it away. But something stopped him. Something inside him said that this stone was not like the others. Over time, he discovered that he had in his hands one of the most valuable stones in the world. What about you? You are that diamond. You may not yet realize its full value, but know that inside you there is something priceless. Something that the forces that try to stop him will never be able to erase. You are that diamond. For a long time you were made to believe that it was just a simple stone, that it had nothing special. But what they don't want you to know is that their true value is incalculable. That's why they attacked you. That's why they tried to hide from you the truth about who you really are. But here's the most powerful part of it all. They can no longer stop you. No matter how many obstacles they put in your way, no matter how many times they try to make you fall, because now you are awake. Now you know that every trial, every pain, every loss you faced was not a punishment, but a reminder that you were being prepared for something much greater. Now reflect on the price these forces are paying for having dared to interfere in your life. Everything in the universe works in perfect balance. If they try to take something away from you, something will be taken away from them. If they try to interfere with your destiny, their destiny will be affected. This is a law that not even they can avoid. The problem is that arrogance blinds them, making them believe that they can defy the rules of the universe without consequences. But the consequences have already arrived. Think about it. For every time they tried to divert you from your purpose, they lost some of their power. For every lie they told to confuse him, they sowed doubt in their own way. For each attempt to manipulate their lives, they became more entangled in their own mistakes. This is a relentless cycle, a balance that always tips toward justice, even if it sometimes takes time to balance. And here's the most exciting thing. While they wear themselves out trying to stop you, you get stronger. Because true power is not in controlling others, but in controlling yourself. True power is to resist, learn, grow, and move forward, no matter what. And you, just by being here reading this message, are already proving that you have what it takes to claim your place in this world. They will pay, not because you want to, but because it is what the balance requires. The same energy they use to try to stop him now turns against them. In the meantime, you will continue to move forward, build, grow, and become all that you were always meant to be. Because that's your mission. And this mission, dear ones, is much bigger than you can imagine at this moment. There is still much to discover. This is just the beginning. So far, we've talked about how these forces have intervened in your life and the price they're paying for it. But now it's time to delve deeper into what it means for you. How this process, while challenging, is transforming you into the strongest and most authentic version of yourself. Because, dear ones, what often feels like an attack, a loss, or even a defeat is actually a test designed to reveal your true strength. Think about it. If you hadn't faced these adversities, how would you have known what you're really capable of? If everything had been easy, if he had never stumbled, he would never have learned to get up. Difficulties are not accidents. They are tools. They are the chisel that shapes the stone to reveal the sculpture that was hidden within it. And you, at this moment, are in the middle of this process. Everything he is facing is nothing but a fire that forges steel, because you are not made to break yourself, but to resist and shine. Throughout history, those chosen for something great have always faced opposition. Look at the prophets, the spiritual leaders, even the great inventors and visionaries. They all had moments when it seemed like the whole world was against them, but they all shared one trait: the ability to move forward when others would have given up. This ability is not something that is inherited or bought. It is something that develops through pain, effort, falls, and the choices to get up again. Think of the butterfly. Before it can fly, it must go through a transformation process that is literally a fight for its life. Inside the cocoon, the butterfly struggles, strives to free itself. This struggle is not a punishment, it's what gives you the strength you need to fly. Without this battle, his wings would never be strong enough to sustain it. Likewise, every challenge you faced was an opportunity to strengthen your wings. Every tear, every disappointment, every fall was a lesson that prepared you for this moment. And now, as these forces that have tried to stop you begin to crumble under the weight of your own actions, you are emerging. You are beginning to understand that everything you have experienced had a purpose, that even the darkest moments were part of a larger plan. Because, and this is fundamental, the universe never puts you in a situation that you can't overcome. You may not see it now, you may feel drained, but what it is facing is the anteroom of a rebirth. This is where your true power begins. As they lose strength, you gain clarity. As they cling to the old methods of manipulation, you learn to trust your intuition, your ability to see beyond appearances. This is no coincidence, this is evolution, and you're leading that process. Never forget, true power comes from within. He is not in destroying, but in creating. And you have within you the ability to create a life that is not only a testament to your endurance, but a beacon for others facing their own battles. Because even if you don't realize it now, you're destined to inspire. He is destined to lead. The most important thing? Now that you know the truth, you have a choice. Allow the past to define you, or use it as fuel to build the future. This is the time to claim the role of creator of your own story. And dear ones, as you make that decision, everything starts to change. Organizations that have tried to manipulate you count on the fact that you don't take action. You are counting on you to continue doubting yourself, giving away your power through fear and uncertainty. But what they don't understand is that you're not like others. You have something that they can never control, your spirit, your inner light, this connection to something much bigger than themselves. As these forces pay the price for having interfered in your life, that price becomes your reward, because the balance is always restored, and what was taken from you will now be returned multiplied. But only if you are willing to receive, only if you decide to open yourself to this abundance, to this power, to this new reality that awaits you on the other side of fear. This is the time to make a decision. Will you continue to allow doubts, past failures, and outside voices to define who you are? Or will you accept that everything you have experienced has prepared you for this moment? Because this is your time. This is the point where things start to change, not by luck or chance, but because you've decided, because you chose to claim what has always been yours. There is still one last piece to be revealed. Everything is about to fall into place. We have now come to the culmination of this message, a moment that is not coincidental, but a divine call to you. Everything that has been said so far has one purpose: to open your eyes, touch your heart, and remember that you are not alone in this battle. You are a chosen one, a masterpiece in process, someone destined to overcome all obstacles because God has already given you the victory. I want you to take a moment now, close your eyes if possible, and connect with the deepest part of your being. This is the time to surrender your burdens to God and forcefully declare that no matter what these forces have tried against you, their plan has failed. And more than that, God turned everything in his favor, because when you're a chosen one, what seems like an attack always turns into a stepping stone to something bigger. I invite you now to unite in prayer. It doesn't matter where you are or if you've never prayed before, this is your moment. Say these words with me. Lord, thank you that you have never abandoned me. Thank you that even in my darkest moments, you are working quietly for my good. Today I recognize that I am your chosen one, that I have a great and divine purpose. I give you every wound, every obstacle, every doubt, because I trust that you have already written my victory. I declare that everything that has come to stop me will be turned into a blessing. Thank you for giving me the strength to move forward and for lighting my way. In Jesus' name, amen. When you finish this prayer, write in the comments, God gave me the victory. Not just as an act of faith, but as a testimony of what's going on in your life right now. This phrase will be a declaration to the world and a reminder to yourself that God's power is working on your behalf. Every comment, every word you write will be a seed that will grow into blessings. Now I want to talk directly to you. This channel exists for people like you, awakening souls who need the tools, guidance, and hope to navigate a world full of challenges. If this message has touched your heart, if you feel that this space has been a blessing in your life, I invite you to subscribe to the channel. Do it now. Signing up is not just a click. It's a way to join a community of chosen ones, of people who understand that they are destined for something bigger. In addition, this channel needs your support to continue taking this message to more people. What you are doing now, listening, praying, declaring, is more than an individual act. It is a manifestation of the victory that God has already given you. So take this step. Subscribe, comment, support this channel as you feel in your heart. Because together, as a community of chosen ones, we can illuminate the world with truth and hope. Always remember, the attack you faced was not the end, but the beginning. God has already given you the victory. Now is the time to walk in that truth and share it with the world.